right, I am gonna go make tea while we wait. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Gotta get situated over here now. Okay. Water bottles right there. Hello everybody, or my one person. Hi Eileen. I tried to get totally ready before the oh yay, I'm glad you're here. Oh man, what was I gonna say? Caroline, that's right. I tried to get ready before I clicked live, so I did get most of it ready, but I am still don't like to drink cold tea, so I am going to make my tea. Shouldn't take that long. Anyone else, as soon as the tea gets a little bit closer to room temperature, I am, that's not enough water. I'm out. I can't finish it. All right, that's on. This is going to be the tea of choice today. Twinings English Breakfast Decaffeinated. That does its thing, we'll come back over here and chat for a minute. Chit-chatty. Chatter-rat. Oh, lighting. Make it lighting. Hopefully the lighting will work. If not, maybe it'll be okay. Don't know where my lighting remote is. That's good. Does that work? It works. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to be a little bit more mobile with my camera today. Although I don't plan on getting up and moving around a lot when we start. Greenville, Tennessee. Cooking up memories. It's my husband. Don't be driving and watching my live now. Wow. Thank you all for being here. I thought it'd be fun to just explore watercolor today. I love watercolor. It's really great to see you too, Nicola. I love watercolor as far as like looking at it and, you know, the different things you can do with watercolor, but I haven't spent a lot of time with watercolor. And so the other day I experimented with abstract watercolor on my video. I look at it now, I'm like, I don't know if I call that abstract. I mean, the places are not real places that I know of, but they kind of look like landscapes to me. So I don't know if that's abstract when it's very, very clearly a landscape that I drew or painted. So anyways, all that to say is through that process, I was using my wax crayons, they're water soluble, and my Derwent ink tints, which are so vivid. So but I was exploring how I can use ink over them and maybe incorporate some multimedia. And so, yeah, I thought we would play around with watercolor. And also, towards the end, if they're dry, I wanted to make stickers out of them. So my plan is to make some little watercolor guys, things, flowers, drawings, I don't know, whatever, abstracts, blobs, who knows. And then use this parchment paper and packing tape to make some stickers. Obviously not outdoor stickers, they would be like indoor stickers, but yeah, I was thinking that'd be fun if I have time to do that. I'm not on a super strict schedule today, so I might go longer than the hour. We'll see. Sounds like the tea's ready. Oh, I also want to show you guys my workspace. I changed it a little bit since last time. Cheers, y'all. Let me see here. I'm gonna grab the phone. So, if you're newish here and you don't know that my studio is a 4-window short school bus, and I have a little bit of space. So this is kind of an overview of the space I have if I come all the way to the front of the bus. And these TV trays, they're extra large. Those are what I have been using to create on. And I love them, and they're big and portable. And I love being able to like make more room in here or have less room in here because I'm creating more. But when I'm doing the TV trays, things are falling off all the time. And so it's not a new idea. We did it before when I had only had the home bus as a place to create. We did TV trays with a board. So all that to say is, went to I feel like I just showed you guys this at the beginning. I don't know. No, I did a video for my Friday video. I went to Lowe's and I got this 2-foot by 4-foot piece of hobby board, they call it. It's really nice. It's already sanded. It's already smooth. I'm just going to have my husband stain it and coat it, and then I can put my mat on it. But wow, look at all the room I have now. And then I can use the TV tray for like more stuff on the side. So I'm really excited about this. And I've been sitting here just for a little bit this morning, and I just can't believe how good it feels. This is the most amount of room other than the big portable table I have, which is a huge pain to like work with. But I also want to put a little lip here so that things don't fall off that way. But yeah, this is my space is so much more expanded, and I don't have to worry about things, you know, falling and going places where they shouldn't go. And also at my age, I don't want to be bending down all the time to pick up things off the floor. And the other thing I was thinking about was a way to video that is easier to manage than the tripod, which is right there. So I'm trying out my little portable thing that I haven't used lately to see if I can work with it better. It's too bad it can't be like in my lap. But I don't know. Maybe we'll go to angle here and try that. You guys will have to let me know if you are seeing this very well. Okay. So I already started with some watercolor. That's the word. This morning, and the other day I played with drawing my cartoon character of myself on watercolor. But on this one, I drew it first in pencil, and then I used the fine liner, and then I wanted to see what these color pencils were like. These are watercolor pencils that I got at Walmart, and I like them. There's just a very limited color palette that I'm not used to yet. But that was the watercolor I made with these colored pencils and the fine liner. And then the other day I experimented with the wax crayons on the watercolor paper. And drew my cats that I like. And I think this was the Inktense blocks combined with the Caran d'Ache Neocolor pack. And then I kind of just played around with this stuff the other day just to see how, you know, intense it was or not intense. That's with the wax crayons. So I like using the wax crayons. I think it's fun to use like a tool besides just the paintbrush. But I like the water solubility of this little palette I have. So I thought I would play around with that today. And then see where we go. Where'd the brush that I like go? You have to tell me what you guys are working on in the chat. How do I have 2 feet by 4 feet and still feel like I'm running out of room? It's hilarious. Okay. I don't really know. Like I said, I'm trying not to have a plan, but it gets a little intimidating because this is something that's fairly new to me, and I feel like you guys, you know, you guys might feel this way too about your own stuff, is like imposter syndrome. Like, why are you watching me do something when I don't know what I'm doing? But I just am enjoying the process and trying to not get in my head about it and kind of see where it leads me and what happens. So I have to keep that in mind, because I have like a little conversation going on from each shoulder here. What are you doing? You don't even know what you're doing. And the other one's like, don't worry about it. Have fun. Can anyone relate to that at all? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so Eileen has stencils out and laying on already painted papers. And Caroline made a twining loom today. Intend to do some painting this evening after supper. Oh, a twining loom. You made the loom, like to make woven things? You actually made the loom? Is that what you mean? I'd love to hear more about that. My mom passed when I was 20, but she loved weaving, and she didn't make a loom, but she bought a loom, and then she would weave fabrics and throws and things and baskets, not on the loom, of course, but she was big into textiles. But I wasn't as a kid. I was into being outside and playing and making art, and all the things my mom did were, in my mind, boring. So I kind of regret all that now, but what can you do? Hey, Andrea. Yeah. I know, it's those thoughts, man. I can't, that's so cool. I'd love to see a picture of your loom. Is it Caroline or Carolyn? I don't know which. I feel like it's line. It's Caroline because it ends in an E, but I don't know. I don't want to say it wrong all the time. Twine rugs from jeans and recycled clothes and sell them. My hands can't do it anymore. Oh man, I have a friend that is weaving, and she has like a small portable loom that she travels with, and she likes to do like artistic, I'm going to call it artistic. It's like, you know, it's not all neat and tidy. It's kind of like bunches of threads that aren't meeting, and there's holes, and it's really creative looking. Do you know what I mean? All right, so let's see. Make some more little splotches here. I didn't do anything with my tunnel book, which is not shocking. I did press it so that it wouldn't be popping out like it was, but my plan was to finish it, and I didn't do that yet. I have a I can't finish things problem. I feel like this week I've been watching a lot more people create than actually creating. But then I look back and go, oh, well, I made, you know, the cats, and I did the landscapes, and I drew this little guy, which is the first time I drew a cat that was standing. But, you know, so I did create things. It just feels like I didn't create enough. I also went down a dark rabbit hole of AI stuff, and man, it's a lot. I just got so sick of seeing all those cartoon things on the feed of Facebook that I have pretty much decided I'm done with Facebook in general. I'm gonna keep it to kind of check on people that I care about, but I'm done spending a lot of time there. It feels kind of yucky. Let's make some hearts since we all had a holiday yesterday that I don't really acknowledge, but doesn't mean it's bad. I just don't really acknowledge a lot of the holidays. How do you guys feel about all the AI stuff going on? I think it was fun. Like, I did experiment with it. Full disclosure, I experimented with it in have to show you guys something. Oh my God. Okay, so that's my dog who knew I was coming back over here when I brought the computer and she wanted to come. That's my home bus, and I'm gonna see if I can zoom in here. Oh, come on. Is it gonna zoom? That's Butch, and Butch knows I'm over here. It's because he's only gotten into the window since I came over. But it's rainy and gross out today for him, so he won't want to be out. I thought that was just too funny. Yeah, that made me laugh. Okay. I have been making rugs with Peg Moon. Saw a video for twining. Okay, I got it correct for Caroline, and Andrea is just Andrea, and Eileen is Eileen. Y'all, I've been holding on to fabrics to try to figure out what to do with them, and you're getting me like interested in the looming and the weaving. But anyways, yeah, AI. So I went down the rabbit hole in 2022. It first came out where you could like write words and generate a picture, and I thought that was so interesting, but I was not knowledgeable. I didn't know what was happening, and I was in a Facebook group that I paid to be in, don't recommend, for coaching. I was still working online, and I was in a coaching program where, you know, I could you know, have a mentor or, you know, someone that knew more than I did help me with things I wanted to do online. And so AI came out, or generative AI, where that you can make a picture or have it do things for you, you know. And you know, I thought it was interesting, and the coach was like, you know, being your background with graphic design and being artistic and stuff, you know, you could really have, you know, a whole business model around this with helping others learn about it and learn how to use it and learn how to, because prompting was, I don't know if it's still that way, but prompting was kind of like a skill. You had to learn how to prompt to get the result you wanted. So I'll try to make the story shorter. I did AI stuff for about a year, and I feel really guilty about it now because I didn't know what it was doing to the planet. I didn't know what it's doing to the surrounding areas, like there's data centers and stuff. So anyways, fast forward to now, like I haven't done any AI stuff for art since 2023. But I had been using ChatGPT to kind of help flesh out my thoughts. Like I would be like, I have all these thoughts, and I kind of brain dump into ChatGPT, and then it would help me figure out what I was wanting to kind of dial in, if that makes sense. But I've just deleted ChatGPT now, and I am going back to my brain. And I'm hopeful that, wow, that looks like, oh, that kind of looks like trees, looking up at trees with like a green, like Northern Lights kind of sky. That turned out really cool looking. Anyways, so I've ditched ChatGPT, and you know, now I'm just so upset with what's happening with it, and billionaires are building data centers and not having to get all the permitting and all that stuff. So this is an AI video, but this is refreshing. I'm trying to say is getting offline this week and just playing with paints and talking with more creative people about real creativity is refreshing, and it's like a detox from my AI dark rabbit hole I went down. Whew. Thanks for putting up with my rants, guys. think I'll do some white over here, just because I don't think white really works on watercolor on white paper, but oh, it kind of looks gray. It's probably muddy water. But I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with those guys, so I want a little bit of color there, and maybe a little bit of, let's see, you guys are gonna laugh. On this paper towel and this Cheez-Its bag, I have shavings of gray wax crayon, and so I didn't want to throw it away because, you know, the wax crayons are expensive, and I could use the shavings later, which is now is that later time. I just think that's funny. You guys probably would find it funny too. Okay, I'm going to set this one aside. I had wet a piece over here. Is it over here? Yeah, I had wet a piece before and it's all dry. I don't know if that will, quote, prime it. Does that prime it when you wet it and it dries, or does it need to stay wet? I don't know. But it's getting hot in here. So there's a lady that I like to watch her painting videos. She paints florals, which nothing against florals. They're just not, like, I wouldn't buy a floral to hang in my home or anything. But she scribbles on the paper, and she's like, I'm getting all the scaries out. And I remember back last year when I was, what was I doing? Oh, I was making ugly art sketches, and it felt the same way. Like, you just, you know, make marks and don't worry about the results. You know, but what she does is she uses that as kind of like an underpainting. So, but I thought I'm just gonna probably make some, make a mess, basically. While that other one dries, and then we can play with ink and stuff. I finally put away my water brush. It was just too frustrating to use, and I spent time going through my brushes that I have and found ones that I could use. So, I don't know, just kind of Okay, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. This is a 40. I'm sure it's for acrylic because that's what I used to buy supplies for. I have a whole bunch of acrylic, well, I guess a whole bunch. I have like 8 acrylic canvases, or I have 8 canvases. I have a bunch of old acrylic paints and some new acrylic paints, but yeah, it's a Blick Mega Brush. Have you all heard of the Milan Art Institute? It's in Florida. I was sitting in the forest after I quit working online in the beginning of 2024, and something came in my feed with the Milan Art Institute, and I thought, that's interesting. It talked about making, I think, abstracts or something. Abstracts that sell, or some kind of kitschy little name like that. And I was like, huh, acrylics, that's cool. Let's check that out. And it was a free thing. Anyways, I did the free thing, and the brushes were listed that she recommended getting, and I bought this brush and a bunch of other brushes. They're around the corner there. They're all big brushes, because that's kind of like her technique, is using big brushes. She doesn't do like fine, at least in that class she didn't do like fine brushing techniques, like detailed. So that's what I'm trying to say. But my intuition for grabbing colors feels delayed when I know that, like, I'm on video and I'm talking at the same time, and you know, it feels like different than when I'm alone. Not bad, it just feels like I'm processing what I'm saying and not what I'm doing. That makes sense. Okay, a lot of wet on there now. I might need to get the heat gun out. My little bloop over here isn't dry yet. Hey there. I'm glad you're here. I've just been rambling on and playing around with watercolor today. Okay. bit more time. I'm glad you all are here. I wanted to tell you guys, I don't think I mentioned it last week. Just for a real quick second here. There's a Kleenex box holding my phone up. I feel very close. Little personal space. I did start my Nat Draws Cats channel a couple weeks ago, and I didn't talk about it last week. I don't know if I'll upload once or twice a week. It's really low key. I'm spending like, you know, an hour maybe to do a video. I'm just kind of like figuring it out, and I'm recording about that, and then I'm like doing some stuff and recording about it. But I'm excited because my friend Marissa that came and she did the wood burning sign that I shared with y'all a couple weeks ago, and she also does music, and she's just like a beautiful old soul, you know. She helped me paint the floor in here with leaves. Anyways, she's working on a little guitar tune that I can use in my comic. And so what my plan is, when the comic's kind of established, that I can put original music to it and not use other people's music. And so yeah, I'm really excited because it's coming from her, and it's going to be something I can use in the comic, and the comic is going to be a way for me to express and share kindness, compassion, you know, inclusivity, and just like being a good person and being a good neighbor and being like figuring things out, kind of like my goal. I don't know if it would turn into this, but my goal for it would be kind of like an homage to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood from back in the day, you know, where it feels peaceful and happy, but it has a little bit of a message. Because I'm not an in-your-face type of person unless I'm resharing about AI content, apparently. Sorry for my Instagram people. Not really sorry, but, you know, anyways. So yeah, I'm excited about the comic. I think I'm going to keep doing Sunday Lives on this channel, but I think I'm going to do them every other week. And then I'm going to, every other Wednesday, for starters, I will probably do a Nat Draws Cats live. But this live is not going away. It's just going to be like twice every other week instead of every week. But I'll post on the thread this week if I decide that for sure. Probably, I don't know if I should have said anything when I don't know for sure, but you know, just working out these thoughts in my brains. I have more than one brain, apparently. Yeah, so it's been fun to work on the Nat and Cat comic, and I'm hoping that this week I can make a little bit more headway on that. But I haven't shared it on socials other than Substack, and I really feel like Substack for me right now feels the most peaceful place for me to hang out. So I might only share it there, but I'm not sure yet. I did create an Instagram account for it, but I can't spread myself too thin on all that social media stuff. And Substack is kind of like a big sigh of relief when I go there currently. Okay, this looks dry enough to write on. Let's see what we can do. Is this angle good? If I made like a sturdier, I know it wobbles because it's a Kleenex box, but I'm wondering if the angle is good. I'm gonna do a smaller one for that. So I have a mixture of pens here. I have a Micron drawings. This is the fattest tip I have. It's the 1.0. And I also have the Uniball eye, which I used on the stuff I made with the crayon. Anything you do with the wax crayon, the fine liners don't work on, but this guy does, as long as it's not a thick coating. You like Substack? Yeah, I feel like the artist, yeah, I feel that way too. I feel like it's not about the algorithm on Substack, and it's not about watch time and, you know, making everything like from start to finish there. And there's real creatives that, I guess there's real creatives everywhere. I'm not trying to say that, but there's like real people on there that aren't fighting with the algorithm. You know, we're all like, people are just creating. Let's see what this pen, one of these pens doesn't work very well, and it's that one. Get rid of it. Okay. This one might be too fat for this size drawing. Butch is our orange tabby, and he wasn't planned. I feel like I'm talking about one of my kids. None of my kids were planned, by the way. Butch is our orange tabby that we fostered and ended up keeping. And he and Winter get along really well. And Butch just gets along with Kinsey and my husband and me. He's just a good all-around social happy cat. And I was worried about it because Winter is my like soul kitty, and I was worried about Butch, you know, not having enough space in my heart for Butch. But you know how that works. So it's not an issue. Come back to that one last. I've been spending lots of time in my art trailer, organizing, creating, learning. It's so good to have a place to be. I'm so glad for you. Yeah, I love that. Having a space that I don't have to clean up after every quote session is so nice, and it feels like it keeps the flow going. I don't know if I'm gonna actually draw on here. I feel like this is so perfect already the way it is. I really like that one. I might use a gold marker or something on there and put some stars in the sky. There's a gold marker in this bin. see it. It's in the other bin. Mm-hmm. This is my mantra when I talk to basically my friends, and they're like, I can't even draw a stick figure. I'm like, just make something ugly. Like, who cares? You know? She feels like I feel most of the time, which is not confident when you're doing art. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Draw a stick figure. I think I'm actually contemplating having a draw a stick figure challenge, because so many people are like, well, I do the ChatGPT thing because I can't draw. And I can't even draw a stick figure. So I thought it'd be fun to have a little free workshop. Learn how to draw a stick figure. But, you know, growing up and thinking everything had to be perfect, like all art had to be perfect. And so it needs to look good when you're done with it, right? Like, you have to be able to hang that on your wall. And you want your parents to hang it on their refrigerator, and it has to be like, wow, something really special. And so I think that is programmed into a lot of our brains to, if it's not going to be perfect, then, you know, I can't do it. It has to look good. Oh, I'm sorry. I tend to tidy up after sessions. I would like to do that. I wish I did that. It would be really helpful to have a clean space when I come back in. Might actually change this to a finer tip because it's too fat. It's too thin. We need one that's just right. Oh, that's a brush. Okay, let's try that one. Yeah, there we go. But I would rather see a stick figure that someone drew and they say something that they think, like, you know, be kind, stop hating people. But, you know, they say something with their stick figure. I would rather see that all over the internet than those AI things. You know. For my watercolor people out there, is my watercolor paper buckle because it's cheap, or is it buckly because of something else? Like, am I doing something wrong, or does all watercolor paper buckle? curious minds want to know that. I know this is cheap watercolor paper compared to the last watercolor paper I had, but I don't know how much that helps or doesn't help. I don't want to tear things. I'll cut this and then tear it. I feel stuck because I want to tear it. Okay, we're going to tear it. Maybe. It's a really strong paper. It doesn't want to be torn. Wow. It's very difficult. Sorry, heart. Didn't mean to break you. A little bit. Okay. Let's see. I spend most of my time ill and in pain, so I'm desperately trying to let go of perfectionism. Yeah. Yeah, very, very expensive paper, or very good watercolor paper is too expensive for me as well. I'm sorry that you don't feel well most of the time. Oh, that's a great idea, Nicola. I like that idea. I might do that down here. I really wanted to tear this one out. I think that would be so cool, but I didn't leave a lot of room. I'm going to do a smaller brush for that line and see if that works. You know, I get all ready and then I forget where I put stuff. I thought this watercolor paper felt like it's the same numbers and everything as the more expensive pad I had. I didn't have the best pad, but I had like a medium quality pad, I guess. Is it Canton or something like that? But this feels like that, and it feels as thick as that feels. Kind of want it to be messy. More of a messy tear. Seems to be following it pretty good. Wow, look at that. Okay. Getting advice in real time and using it is pretty satisfying. That's pretty cool. Let me try that again. Let that sit for a minute. I think I might not tear these guys. I'll just do old-fashioned cutting on these guys. I can't not make a cat, you know. I have been drawing heads so often. I've never been drawing bodies, and so that's where this came from, was like, you know, how quickly I can draw a head. But the body, I'm like, whoa, proportions, all that stuff. But, you know, I don't want it to be exact, so I'm not really sure I'm gonna have the cat comic have cats with bodies like this. But this was a fun little exercise to figure that out. If I could just do the cat heads, that might be kind of weird though. Just have cat heads and not bodies. Plus I can do so much with their bodies. Okay, that was easy and quick. So this will do now. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should fold it. Oops. That's all right. Make my little... You know what? I'm not going to make the lines again. They're fine. Let go of perfectionism. let's sit for a minute. Yes, it's definitely working. It's like, talk about instant gratification. I was like happy to learn that. Okay, so have you guys seen this done? This is my first attempt. I've made stickers for people as far as like designs with my iPad, like drawing their buses and rigs and RVs and stuff, but I've never made stickers this way. So I think what happens is this goes, oops, didn't mean to do that, but no, I did it. Is it gonna go? Okay, good. First I'm gonna put this on this. Yeah, so this goes on this, so it has a thing to stick to. And then that's not right, is it? I probably should have refreshed my knowledge that I learned, because now I'm not remembering. I think it goes the other way. I think this goes. Whew. Under pressure. This is why I don't do tutorial videos. Laugh out loud. Over here more. I'll put this one on. I think stickers would probably be better if they were like the thinner paper and not watercolor paper. But then I wouldn't get to play with watercolor today, so. Well, or not stickers. Now I'm doing both. might have put these two guys too close together because you're supposed to leave some of the parchment paper. There's a butch sticker. I think these would be fun to work with journaling. You could make a bunch of like themed stickers or colors or letters. Ooh, letters. All right. And then you're supposed to, let's see, where would I stick this? See if I have something I can stick it on. Oh, this cup here. It holds a bunch of my stuff. Stick it right there. Yeah, so I didn't have enough room over here when I cut it, so it's gonna pop up right there. But if you do this and you leave like a 1/4 inch all the way around, then I think it would be fine. I think that's, and also this is because it's watercolor paper, it's a lot thicker, you know. But yeah, that sticks. That works. I was thinking, people that want to, I saw, I can't see it because it's on my phone right now, but it was, I screenshotted it. How many people have like 100 screenshots in your phone of all these cool art things that you never go back and look at again? Raise your hand. I saw this post, excuse me, I'm getting ready to sneeze. Yeah, you guys can make stickers. Hi BJ, welcome. I'm getting ready to finish up here. Oh, so I saw this postcard idea, like painting postcards, you know, and then mailing them, and I thought that would be fun to do with my friends that I'm getting to meet on my YouTube channel. So, if that sounds interesting to you, then maybe we can... I'm thinking of a private way. Maybe you can email me at natsilverart@gmail.com with your address, and then I'll email you with mine, and then we can make postcards and send them to each other whenever we want. I think that'd be fun to share little artistic postcards. Like, it has to be a postcard you paint or draw or collage, or I guess you can't really collage a postcard, I don't know. But yeah, then we can send art to each other. That'd be fun. Does that sound fun? Am I being weird? Is that a dumb idea? Good idea? Well, my other painting, my little mess of a painting is dry. I think I would just continue. I'm not probably going to continue with it today, but I would just continue with layering on it and just exploring and playing with the wax crown some more, and maybe some of the markers. Kind of make a multimedia abstract with this. So, and maybe turn this around and see which way I like it, or maybe we could just cut it up and use it for junk journaling. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining me today. I hope that, let me turn this way so I can see better. There we go. I hope you'll try making stickers with whatever you use. I'm gonna keep practicing watercolor. And if you want to do the postcard exchange with me, then send me your address. I promise I won't stalk you in real life. And we can be pen pals-ish. No pressure, not like once a week or once a month or anything like that, but it'd be fun to like kind of share some postcard art with each other. But yeah. So yeah, art pals. I will, I'll put in a post this week, probably by Wednesday or Thursday, if I'm going to do a live on Sunday, or if I'm just going to start doing every other week. Because being an introvert and being like on, you know, like on, having to, I like it, but it is energy draining, but so I can't do it a lot. So I don't think I could do 2 lives in a week right now. Maybe as I get more used to it, which I haven't even tried to do it yet. Wow, that's always the chicken. I always think there's a big bird of prey flying across the parking lot, and if BJ's still on, she's gonna laugh because it's not a bird of prey, it's Ella, the chicken. There's a chicken on the property that came with the property that our friends have, that we are living on right now, and Ella will fly, and from a distance she looks like a hawk. So funny. But yeah, so my battery's running low on the computer. I've been going for longer than an hour. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and creating. Keep creating, even if it's hard, even if you don't think you can, even if you feel like you suck at it. We all have those feelings. She is the queen of Long Creek Haven. She is. Excuse me for a second. I appreciate your tips on the watercolor paper. And yeah, post your art in the thread, you guys. There's a community tab on the channel where I post about the lives. I think that's the community tab we all can post at. Share your art. Share a picture of your surroundings or your animals or your cup of coffee that you're having or whatever you want. Like, let's, like, it's a safe space. I think it's, you know, a public space for subscribers only. But yeah, I hope that you'll engage over there, and then we can kind of stay in touch with what creative things we're doing, or sharing, you know, our animals or our landscape around us or whatever. So yeah, do that, and let me know if you make some stickers this week. I want to make more stickers, but I'm gonna definitely do it with the thinner paper. And then yeah, I think this will just be junk journal of stuff. Ephemera, that's the right word. I'm learning. But yeah, go make ugly art, go make pretty art, go make art, for crying out loud. We'll see you next time.